Welcome back. This is Herman Franck, attorney, author, and I am now going to start a third session of Wife University, which, in case you missed, I've done two that gave you kind of an introduction to the kind of a pre-story of the book called Good Mom, Bad Wife. And what I want to do now is actually get into the book, and I'm going to basically read what is in the book. Let me start by the dedication. This book is dedicated to girl number 3 who saved me from girl number 2, to girl number 2 who saved me from girl number 1, and to girl number 1 who gave me a family. So hope you got that. Anyway, you'll see that this story is about 3 girls. Let me also read to you what I call Prelude 1, the situation. He was in love with her. She was not in love with him. He tells her, "You are the one I love. Please know I love you, I love you, I love you." She is wonderfully beautiful, with a face he sees everywhere he goes. She says, "I adore you, but please know, honestly and truly, I do not love you." He knows this issue all too well. His ex-wife said the same to him many years ago. For some reason, he chose not to believe her. He convinced a woman that wasn't in love with him to marry him. He told her, "Someday you will learn to love me." Of course, she never did. 14 years and 3 wonderful kids later, she left him for a perfect and very real love. The love she was supposed to find for him just never happened. In a final devastation, a fatal blow, she met the man of her dreams and fell in love, a true love, and left him for this hot man. She changed no love for true love. His life was shattered. 2 years later, he has picked up the pieces and moved on. He has found a new woman, another Chinese woman. But somebody come quick and help this poor man. He's about to do it again. He's about to convince a woman who does not love him to marry him. He's a fairly well-spoken lawyer, so unfortunately for him, he has a special way to convince a woman not in love with him to marry. Who will be girl number 3 to save him from a repeat disaster? Will girl number 3 actually be a man? Meanwhile, his wife transforms into a new woman in a way that doesn't really seem possible. He absolutely did not see this one coming, but come she did. Even his mother noticed it. She is a completely different woman. Her transformation from one person to another occurs from her own religious awakening. She becomes a dutiful Christian, a Bible scholar, a devotee of the Christian church, gets baptized, and literally becomes a new woman. She is taught the Christian concept that a woman should support her husband, adore her husband, and believe it or not, obey her husband. In her own special interpretation of this Christian doctrine, she becomes a highly skilled, private, for his eyes only, porn star, and becomes an Asian beauty queen. First, it's Mrs. Asia Sacramento. Then it's Mrs. Asia California. Next is Mrs. Asia USA. Will the lawyer forgive his ex-wife for humiliating him with her affair? Jesus forgives. Husbands often don't. The answer, amazingly enough, is no. He is stuck on the aftermath girl, for better or worse, in sickness and in boredom. He cannot get girl number 2 out of his body. He loves her, but it is going nowhere slowly, slower than a slow boat that never gets to China. The good news for his ex-wife is this cross-ocean relationship isn't going to see the light of day, only the light of Skype. But as will be seen, a lot can happen on Skype. So who will be the third girl who saves him from the second? What happened? Why it happened? How it is all about to happen again? And the amazing transformation of his wife into the third girl who saves him is the story of Good Mom, Bad Wife. Praise the Lord. I want to, you're going to see in my style of writing, I have a lot of songs and poems that I put in, so bear with me as I read you the first one, and it's called For 50 Years by Herman Franck, ESQ, that's me. I've been writing songs since just a little boy, so many songs, each a lost toy. Boy is now a man, still writing songs. Songs no longer toys, songs to right a wrong. Songs make a girl cry before it's through, songs to make you think about me and you. I don't choose the song, baby, the song chooses me. When the windows open, when the wind shakes the trees. Song blew in today, baby, trees made it move. Song came through the open window, it's a song for you. For 50 years, baby, I've loved you so. Loved all of you from head to toe. I loved you more than you loved me. It's the right way, baby, the way it's supposed to be. You made my life, became my wife, gave me family, gave me everything to me. For 50 years, and maybe more, I'm gonna love you, babe, till I ain't no more. Thanks for my whole life, for being my wife. Thanks for the family. Thanks for everything. For 50 years and 50 more, I'm gonna love you, baby, till I ain't no more. There's another poem. It's actually a prayer I want to read before we get into this, and this is also in the book. This was written quite a while ago by, just a second, let me... I'm going to read to you something else right now. There's a description in the book about Wife University, www.wifeuniversity.com, come for your family. And I want to give you that description right now. Wife University is a place where women can learn how to become better wives so their marriages and families hold together forever. Come for your family. This book is one of the series of 4 books that comprise the textbooks of Wife University. More books are coming. The 4 books are, number 1, How to Marry and Keep a Supermodel, Lessons from a Midwife Crisis by Herman Franck. See www.midwife-crisis.com. Number 2, Relationship Agreement, A Code of Conduct for Lovers by Herman Franck, ESQ. Number 3, East-West Marriage, How an Asian Woman Can Catch a USA Man, How a USA Man Can Catch an Asian Woman by Herman Franck, ESQ, and see www.eastwestmarriage.net. And number 4, which is this book, Good Mom, Bad Wife. Wife University is also a television talk show with attorney-author Herman Franck, ESQ, as host. By the way, that ESQ means attorney, so that, just so you know, that's a USA abbreviation for attorney at law. Don't expect to see his ex-wife there. Wife University also has video presentations, including the East-West Marriage DVD series, episode 1, and I broke that into 1A and 1B. And I referenced the website, wifeuniversity.com, for more information. Please note that I don't pretend to have the answer to these complex issues. I have an answer, my answer, which is set forth here. You may have some better ideas, and I invite you to discuss them with me. I have a blog at my website. Please go there and give whatever comments you have. Husband University. It has been urged upon me by my lovely ex-wife that what is really needed is a husband university. In a rare coincidence, I totally agree with her. I have extended the following invitation to her. Please make one next to mine. I hope someday she will. I personally don't feel qualified to create that program and believe that she does. If you see her, please urge her to do so. And if she won't do it, I cordially invite some other knowledgeable woman or man to do it. For me, I stick with the trusted adage we writers live by, write what you know about. I know the male side of things. what a man wants from his wife. On that part, I feel qualified to speak and write. As I said above, I don't claim to have the answer, only my version of an answer. As for what a wife wants from her husband, I'm still in the student phase. Wife University rule number 1. Do not marry a man you do not love. Capisce? That's Italian, by the way. That's my only Italian word I know. Further Wife University rules are shown in this book. Please don't be in a hurry to learn them through the stories developed here. A note on the subject of Sheng Nu, leftover women. And by the way, that's one of my few Chinese words I learned, Sheng Nu, leftover women. It has come to my attention that China has an interesting demographic issue involving unmarried women over the age of 27. These women are referred to as Sheng Nu, or leftover women. The problem is that supposedly the Chinese man does not want to marry these women, and they remain in an unmarried leftover status. What I find most amazing is these women tend to be the A-list women of China, late 20s, educated, talented, nicely dressed, living in big cities, full of life, sexy, pretty, and hungry for a man. I have a simple solution to this issue. Learn about the ways to become a good wife to a USA man and come and marry one. I hope this book and my other books can help this process of establishing an East-West marriage. Here are some excerpts from an article that described the circumstances of Sheng Nu. This is from the New York Times. The web link is NYTimes.com/2012/10/leftover-women.html ? Underline R equals 3 and percent sign, or you could just do a Google for China's leftover women. The article is by Leda Hong Fincher, published October 11, 2012. This is an excerpt from it. In 2007, the Women's Federation of China, by the way, defined leftover women, Sheng Nu, as unmarried women over the age of 27, and China's Ministry of Education added the term to its official lexicon. Since then, the Women's Federation website has run articles stigmatizing educated women who are single. Take this uplifting column from March 2011 that ran just after International Women's Day. Pretty girls don't need a lot of education to marry into a rich and powerful family, but girls with an average or ugly appearance will find it difficult. These kinds of girls hope to further their education in order to increase their competitiveness. The tragedy is they don't realize that as women age, they are worth less and less, so by the time they get their MA or PhD, they are already old like yellowed pearls. After knocking some good sense into those misguided women who pursue a higher education, the column accuses educated single women of sleeping around and having degenerate morals. And they quote the article, many highly educated leftover women are very progressive in their thinking and enjoy going to nightclubs to search for a one-night stand, or they become the mistress of a high official or rich man. It is only when they have lost their youth and are kicked out by the man that they decide to look for a life partner. Therefore, most leftover women do not deserve our sympathy. Glad we got that straight. Now, why would China's state feminist agency conduct a scaremongering campaign against single educated women? ? Here are excerpts from another article published through the British Broadcasting Commission, BBC, and this is from www.theworld.org/01/China-leftover-women/ Single and 27, what the Chinese government calls leftover women, by Mary Kay Magistad, Magistad. Sorry if I mispronounced the name. And this is an excerpt from her article, but the gender imbalance in China is one of too many men. There are an estimated 20 million more men under 30 than women under 30. So why the pressure on women to marry, specifically educated urban women? Huang Ying says it has something to do with men wanting to marry down. Quote by Huang, there is an opinion that A-quality guys will find B-quality women, B-quality guys will find C-quality women, and C-quality men will find D-quality women. Huang says the people left over are A-quality men and D-quality men. So if you are a leftover woman, you are A-quality. If you do a Google on Chinese leftover women, you will find many similar articles. Here is my message to the 27 and over single women. It may be that the Chinese man is caught up in his own cultural issues and will just continue in these ways. The simple answer to this issue is to find a USA man. USA men adore a lovely, educated, passionate, and skilled woman. We will not have this downward marriage issue to put a block on you. In my book, East-West Marriage, I describe in Chapter 1 why an Asian woman should marry a USA man and why a USA man should marry an Asian woman. The simple truth has to do with the laws of attraction. Not all USA men want an Asian woman, but those of us that do really do. Have a high level of attraction. A woman that for amazing reasons will be ignored by Chinese men will become a high star in the USA. Similarly, a lot of USA men are tired of USA women who don't really treat us like a high star. An Asian woman, thankfully, will show a high level of desire towards a USA man. Asian women who are willing to reach out to a USA man and connect with us can easily find a path to marriage. We will not let the fact that you are smart, beautiful, educated, and passionate deter us. So it is really this simple. You like us, we like you. If you are over 27, attractive, educated, talented, passionate, and ready for marriage, we have a simple response. I do. So please see this book and my East-West Marriage as a kind of gateway into how to be a good wife for a USA man. These books are written by a USA man who has experience in a mixed Asian USA marriage. I have talked to many Chinese women about what they are hoping for in a marriage and how they have found obstacles toward their goal of marriage. I believe we USA men are the obvious answer to those issues. And here is the good news. We USA men are actually quite easy to catch if you just remember the simple rules described in this book and my other books. So here is my message to China. Bring us your leftovers. Bring us your yellow pearls. We will love them and take care of them forever. Sex content notice. I should tell you, I wanted to say this in the kind of beginning of my book. This book is intended for an adult readership, so if you are a child, please read my other soon-to-be written book, Good Pet, Bad Child. The events and descriptions set forth in this book contain sexually explicit content. Oh my, imagine that, a book about marriage that involves sex. It isn't explicit throughout, but there are parts where it peaks, ebbs, and flows. I know that some adults do not wish to read such information, which I respect. If you don't like sexually explicit stories, you will probably want to pass on this book. Prelude number 2, statements by girl number 1 and girl number 2. You'll see that, let me begin by introducing the two main characters of this unfortunate story. Girl number 1 is my ex-wife, Pocahontas. Of course, that isn't her real name, but she threatened me with annihilation if I used her real name. Besides, even her real name isn't her real name. Girl number 2 is Sophie of Beijing, China. She is the girl that got me over girl number 1. And yes, Sophie is also not her name, but as Chinese girls do, even her real name isn't her real name, except it's the name she goes by, and I won't use it here. She ordered me not to use her name, and as I say, I obey Sophie. The larger lesson of this story for me is how I managed to find roughly the exact same woman twice. I hate it when that happens. As an example of this similarity, let me map out some statements made by the two women. Pocahontas confirmed with me that when we married, she did not love me. Many of the terrible things said by her come out of the basic reality that she did not love me. A woman who loves will never say these things. In a similar way, I fell in love with Sophie, and oops, she too forgot to fall in love with me. The two girls had the same basic issue. The way they acted it out was different, but the result was basically the same. It would be a complete non-story if it weren't for the fact that the two of them are at the same time irretrievably addicted to me. Not quite sure why. Statements by Pocahontas. I didn't read your poem. I want to boil you, cook you, and eat you. I am not reading your stupid song. I don't give a shit about your song. You have no music in you. Nobody gives a shit about your writing. You are fat, stupid, and ugly. You are a loser. I deserve love. The time for love is now. That was written on a Post-it note, curiously enough, on a poster of George Clooney. I like this engagement ring. I just wish it was from a different man. Will you marry me? This is what makes things so bizarre. With all those other remarks, she wants to marry me. Disappointment over expectation. I want to meet a man at a bar and have sex with him. Is that okay with you? Note to men, when your wife asks this question, she actually isn't kidding. If you weren't such an asshole, I wouldn't need to fuck my boyfriend so much. If you didn't have such a small cock, I wouldn't need to fuck my boyfriend's big cock. Ooh, that had to hurt. You suck. You are bad. That's spelled B-E-E-E-A-A-A-A-D. You are evil. Your parents and your grandparents are evil. Can we please leave the dearly departed out of our arguments? Answer, apparently not. Once the mirror is shattered, you cannot put it back together again. I haven't seen or spoken to my daughter in years. Award-winning insult. You are a fame whore who will never get the fame part, but will remain a whore. That was smoking good. Who do you think will get a new lover quicker, me or you? Said while wearing skin-tight leotards, no panty, and said with a persuasive hip move that left me little doubt who would win that race by a billion miles. Two recent ones are nobody gives a shit about your writing, and when you don't write it, nobody gives a shit about it. And the other one, your body is covered by the blood of the devil. Okay, now, statements by Sophie. I didn't read your poem. I have never loved a man. I don't think I know how to love. I do not trust any man. I do not even trust my own father. I do not trust you. I will never depend on a man. I will never depend on you. You are not the right one for me. You remind me of my father. I am not comfortable with that being any kind of sex with me. Put your shirt back on. Click, the sound of the Skype video monitor instantaneously going off the minute I showed anything. This body deserves hot sex. I want to have a one-night stand. Is that okay with you? I met a man on my first date in Bangkok and spent the next 14 days and nights with him. I do not want to be married. You have nothing to offer me. Something happened. I can't tell you what. My emotion has been reduced. You've been saying that for months, said in response to my statement that her conduct in seeking another man and not paying attention to us was unacceptable to me. I am not like Tiana. Tiana is a girl a friend of mine has been chasing for years and treats him in a very similar way. She goes off, finds other men, the other men don't work out, she goes back to him and leaves him, finds another man, finds the other men don't work out, and she goes back to him, repeat process for 7 years, and you've got Tiana, repeat for 1 year, and you've got Sophie. I don't want to put any more energy into this. The following a 14-night stay in Bangkok with another man, rather than do the hard work to repair the relationship, just ditch it. You are mentally disturbed, said after I expressed anger over her sleeping with men. Well, I most certainly was disturbed. I love you. This is the part that's in line with Pocahontas' will you marry me, after saying all those bad things. You are family to me, probably her twin brother, said many times. I am empty without you, said many times. I am lost without you, said many times. My U.S. Embassy Beijing ex-boyfriend told me, you are like a fine restaurant where you can't get anything to eat. This is my favorite all-time summary of Sophie. I'm a co-member of the Sophie's Diners Club, where you truly cannot get anything to eat. I haven't seen or spoken to my daughter in years. All I have to do to get sex is snap my fingers, which of course is 100% true. You are the only one I feel connected to. Disclaimer on background of author. The author is neither a psychologist nor a psychotherapist and has no formal training in either psychology or psychotherapy. The author's formal training is in law and economics, Doctor of Law, Master of Arts Economics, Bachelor of Arts, Honors Political Economy. The author does not intend this book to constitute any kind of medical advice, diagnosis, or substitute for therapy. The author is a great believer in the power of marriage therapy and encourages all spouses or lovers with issues, which is just about all, to seek out professional assistance. The author's remarks and suggestions here should be seen as his own concepts from his own experiences and observations from the experiences of others, his discussions with many, many people, and lessons from the many divorce cases he has done, including his own. To the extent you have some reaction to the nerve of this male attorney to create such a book and the Wife University program, I invite you to send your comments to the comments page, the blog, at wifeuniversity.com. About the author, Herman Franck, ESQ. Herman Franck is an attorney at law and practices in the field of civil trials and appeals. He is the owner of Franck & Associates Attorneys at Law, Sacramento, California. He is a member of the State Bar of California, State Bar number 123476. He has been admitted to practice before all the courts of the state of California and is admitted to practice before the United States Supreme Court. He was previously licensed as a foreign attorney in 1993 in Ukraine. Mr. Franck received his Juris Doctor from Georgetown University Law Center in 1985. He received a Master of Arts in Economics from Georgetown University in 1985. His master's thesis was in the field of antitrust economics. He received a Bachelor of Arts honors from UC Berkeley, 1981. Mr. Franck is an author of 25 books and 12 screenplays. Many of Mr. Franck's works are in the genre of action, adventure, and international crime stories. He has written a series of children's books as well. More recently, he has endeavored into relationship books, including Relationship Agreement, How to Marry and Keep a Supermodel, Lessons from a Midlife Crisis, Ultimate Revenge, Involuntary Transsexual, and East-West Marriage. These books have brought him into the self-study of psychology. This self-study has continued with Mr. Franck's recent book, Issues in the Beast, Animals and Beasts with Psych Disorders, Oh My. Mr. Franck has his own publishing and media company, Kit Media Company, Sacramento, California. Kit Media develops and promotes his books, script projects, radio shows, and television programs. Next is a prayer called Desiderata, Desiderata, by Max Herman, written in 1920. I hope you'll like this. This is something I like to read every now and then. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter. Always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. Do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God. Whatever you conceive him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. Acknowledgements page, people that helped me out on this book. I thank and acknowledge the following people who helped me in the creation of this book. Girl number 1, my ex-wife. Thank you for all of my life and giving me something no other woman has ever given me, a family. Girl number 2, Sophie. Thank you for saving me from girl number 1. As you know, I owe you big time for that. Girl number 3, oh my God, I never saw you coming. Jesus Christ, thank you, Jesus, for giving girl number 1 her life. Hold on tight and never let go. Sasha Lee, a.k.a. Dr. Virgin, thank you for all your insights and endless discussions with me and for absolutely and significantly contributing to the knowledge put into this book. Von Ryan Lissinger, Hollywood Art Society, thank you for listening to the concepts of this book and assisting me in the process of structuring and developing this story. Maria Byerly provided graphic arts and cover design for the front and back covers and for the series of black and white interior images. Thank you for that. Victoria McLaughlin, Esquire, provided excellent proofreading services. Thank you for that, counselor. Other works by Herman Franck. Herman Franck is the author of the following other books, comic books, and screenplays. Books: Issues in the Beast, Animals and Beasts with Psych Disorders, Oh Mine. East-West Marriage, How an Asian Woman Can Catch a USA Man, How a USA Man Can Catch an Asian Woman, Oh Mine. How to Marry and Keep a Supermodel, Lessons from a Midlife Crisis. See midwifecrisis.com for more information. Ultimate Revenge, Involuntary Transsexual. What he did to her was unforgivable. What they did to him, her, was even worse. Winnie and Thunder Rose, A Story About Friendship. Illustrated book, story art by Maria Byerly. A special friendship between a pony and racehorse splits apart and almost find their way back. Prequel to Issues in the Beast. Katie Cranberry, Traveling Fruit Characters Attend Katie's World University of Diplomacy. Bow and Arrow recommended. Book 1, Katie's Silk Road Adventure. Book 2, Katie's Preview in South America. Book 3, American Stonehenge. Katie Cranberry 4, Katie's North American Peace Adventure. Katie Cranberry and her entourage of worldly friends set out on a mission to eliminate the white man's annihilation of the Native Americans. Supernatural CSI, illustrated novel, Dead People Make Excellent Witnesses. Trips to the other world review evidence of crimes here on Earth. Ice Dragon, Book 1, Battle of the Longheads. Google Longhead and see what you find. Kit Media produced a completed 32-page English-Spanish language color comic book based on episode 1 of the book. Comic artwork, layout, lettering by Atlanta Studios, Atlanta, Georgia. Online comic, icedragon.biz. Ice Dragon, books 2 and 3, The Case of the Stolen Cartoons, The Case of the Missing Toys. Vincent and Ice Dragon solve the most important crimes in the history of the world. Starboy. Kid Media produced a 32-page Spanish-English color comic on the first third of this novella. An E.T. visited Earth and left a little hybrid boy for somebody to take care of. Artwork, layout, lettering of the comic book by Atlanta Studios, Atlanta, Georgia. Starboy song, I Know It's True, I'm part E.T., but please don't hate me. Juan Bondarello, Cuatro Cinco Seis, novella, Book 1, The Case of the Stupid Food. Juan Bondarello is the perfect people spy to save the United States from its first bout with agro-terrorism. Second Life, novella. Success and failure are but two sides of the same page. A failed alcoholic doctor's soul is transferred into the body of a totally successful doctor. Cheetah Kids, novel. Two infants are raised by a family of cheetahs and become the fastest humans on Earth. A Dubai sheik with a heart of gold as an Olympic gold shows them the path to glory. In the process, they find the tragedy that left them without parents. How fast can you spell revenge? See www.cheetahkids.com for more information. The Post-Debutante, novel. An innocent Deb gets on the wrong side of a murder case. In the process, she becomes an expert on injustice and disloyalty even among family. The Politician, novel. A new country is formed on a series of super barges, and that's not treason. The Family Business, novel and screenplay. Between organized crime and corporate America, will the real criminals please stand up? Introducing Tina, Mafia Spy Girl, the story of Tony who thinks he is leaving the criminal world for so-called legitimate business. The Nobel Prisoner, novel and feature-length screenplay. Rape is a hard charge to beat, especially when you're innocent. That's also the first book I wrote. Frank Tales, collection of animal stories. Winnie and Thunder Rose, The Lonely Leopard, Cockaboy, Wolf's Law. Also wrote a script for Winnie and Thunder Rose. Relationship Agreement, a code of conduct for lovers. Example, you can say no, but you can't say no all the time. Just add water. There had to be revenge for this killing. Entrepreneur by Necessity, booklet on how to start a business when you have to. No ice dragons, star boys, or fruit characters in this one. U.S. Grown, to survive a nation must feed itself. The impact of food imports on American food producers. Okay, so I wrote an economics book. Screenplays. The Devil's Story, completed 95-page feature-length screenplay. Satan is not the bad apple and wants a rematch in heaven to prove it. Reptile Man, Homo reptilius criminalis. Eliminate this species and you eliminate crime. Completed 125-page feature-length screenplay. Oops, Out of Prison Inc. has a run-in with the Christian right. Completed 95-page screenplay. Where is Martha when you need her? The Conversation, They All Died and Lived Happily Ever After. 52-page script for a poltergeist legal drama. The Tehachapi Militia, ex-military turned prison guards plus mowed over by state bureaucrats equals militia that takes over a prison. Completed 120-page feature-length script. The Debt, it's like waking up and learning that you were Hitler in a past life. Completed 135-page feature-length script, received honorable mention in filmmaker screenplay competition. The Shanghai Twins, It's Nighttime in Shanghai, Do You Know Where Your Children Are? 2-part miniseries based on author's grandparents' tragic experience of losing male twins in Shanghai during the 1930s. We never did find them. Written in China in English. Mayflower. These are not the pilgrims we learned about in grade school. Completed 120-page scandalous feature-length script. Red Card. If you take the time to help a stranger. Geek American engineer attempts arranged marriage in Gobi Desert, China. Oops, in the process he gets arrested for lying to Chinese immigration authorities. His defense never worked before, but this is a new Red China. English for Asian Girls, naughty script for Asian girls in a hurry to get married. Elements of that script are in East-West Marriage. The Family Business, feature-length script based on the author's novel. The Nobel Prisoner, feature-length script based on the author's novel. Katie Cranberry, script for a 1-hour pilot for a teleseries based on the author's novel. Winnie and Thunder Rose, script for a telemovie based on the author's short story. Ultimate Revenge, episode 1 and 2 of a series of telemovies based on the author's book. East-West Marriage, script for TV series episodes 1-10. Illustrated story, Supernatural CSI, illustrated novel. Winnie and Thunder Rose, artwork by Maria Byerly. Supernatural, by the way, the artwork was by Diane Lucas. The Dance of Isis, artwork by Maria Byerly. Ice Dragon and Starboy, Herman Frank's 2 bilingual English and Spanish comic books based on parts of his novels. Radio show. I did a couple of radio shows. Midlife Crisis Radio Show. See www.midlifecrisisradioshow.com for more information. East-West Marriage Radio Show. See eastwestmarriage.net for more information. Television shows. East-West Marriage shows on LA18 TV. Wife University TV talk show. This is USA TV show. And finally, books in progress. Circle of One by Dr. John Hoopingardner, a.k.a. Standing Bear, a.k.a. that means also known as, by the way, Johnny Sage, with Herman Frank, the story of Standing Bear. He was my stepfather. Ultimate Revenge, Book 2, Relapse. Oh no, not again. I'm going to end the tape here. What I just showed you was basically what we call the front material of the book. And the next session, I'm going to get into, at long last, the actual book. And I'm going to get into chapter 1, which is called Good Mom. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll be back with more.